the trends remain rather uneven across the region. It's not equally in all countries. Not all countries benefit from higher commodity prices, but also those that do benefit from higher commodity prices, they suffer from the problems of a lack of diversification of their economies, which puts in questions for how long high growth rates can be sustained and whether the growth will be sufficient to make dents into unemployment rates and into poverty.
Rob, most of you already probably know it.
The growth rates as projected for 2011 on average for the region is 4.7%, up from the 2.3% in 2009. If you take that, this is the average output growth. If you subtract from that population growth, basically 2009 was also for Africa a bad year, because that means roughly zero growth, or slightly negative per capita income growth in 2009.
He has also served as a senior economist.
So it's sort of a mix of good news, but the not so good news is that the job recovery, as Amar also emphasized, has been rather weak or disappointing, to say the least. And that has to do with most economies having still very narrow-based economies, building on these typically low labor-intensive extractive industry or commodity production, and not sufficient spreading out of the growth to other parts of the economy.
Stop here and not to take much of your time.
Particular concern, of course, and we've seen the consequences of that in Northern Africa, is high levels of youth unemployment. In North Africa alone, it stands at almost 20%, or the report estimates at 18%, and possibly still rising, and we've seen that can be a source of political instability along with other factors.
It's one of the most challenging goals to achieve.
Further influence of the political conflicts in Northern Africa, and possibly also spillover effects from what happens in Western Asia, the Middle East, as so many African workers also find employment in the Middle East, could have adverse spillover effects into the region.